What NASCAR just confirmed for the 2026 season is nothing short of wild. We're talking about a shift so big, it could reshape the way we watch, feel, and even talk about stock car racing. It's loud, it's bold, and it's been a long time coming. After years of whispers, rumors, debates, and downright begging from fans and drivers alike, NASCAR is finally delivering what many have asked for: more horsepower. But make no mistake, this isn't just about speed. It's about identity, stability, and the future of the sport. Starting in 2026, NASCAR is increasing the base horsepower from 670 to a thundering 750 on every track shorter than 1.5 miles. That includes short tracks, road courses, Darlington, Nashville, all the tricky technical circuits that demand precision and aggression. And while 80 extra horses might not sound like much to the average viewer, in racing terms, it's a seismic shift. This isn't just a tweak, it's a full-blown power play. To understand how we got here, you have to understand how modern NASCAR works. This isn't the old-school slam your fist on the table era anymore. Back in the day, someone like Bill France Jr. could walk into a meeting and declare a rule change on the spot. But today, NASCAR is a different machine. A collaborative, calculated corporate ecosystem where every decision is weighed, tested, debated, and often delayed. Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR's president, recently opened up about the horsepower increase. And what he revealed tells us a lot about how NASCAR balances tradition with innovation. This move wasn't made on a whim. It's the result of years of data, engineering discussions, and behind closed doors negotiations between the sport's biggest stakeholders. Here's the million-dollar question. If you're going to raise the horsepower, why stop at 750? Why not go to 800, 850, or even 900 and give fans the fire-breathing monsters they dream about? The answer, in one word, is money. According to internal estimates, pushing beyond 750 horsepower would introduce an additional $40 to $50 million in costs across the entire NASCAR ecosystem. That's not just NASCAR paying the bill. Those costs trickle down to engine builders, race teams, manufacturers, and sponsors. And in a sport already battling to keep mid-level teams alive, that's a budget breaker. O'Donnell said it best: NASCAR has to be smart. If the costs go up too fast, the whole system becomes unstable. This horsepower bump isn't just about making cars faster, it's about laying the groundwork for the future. Dodge is officially coming back. That's confirmed. And the rumor mill is buzzing with talk that Honda might be circling as well. But here's the catch. No manufacturer is going to invest tens of millions into developing a new engine program if NASCAR's rules are going to change again 2 years later. That's why the 750 figure matters. It's a stable, manageable number that works with existing engine platforms while giving manufacturers a 3-year window to develop something new. Whether it's a purpose-built racing engine or something based on a street platform, that flexibility is key. NASCAR wants to send a message. We're setting the foundation, and we're sticking to it. But here's where things get even more technical. You can't just bolt on 80 extra horsepower and expect everything else to stay the same. More power means more stress on the brakes, on the tires, on the suspension, and even on the chassis balance. One weak link, and the entire setup could fall apart. To get ahead of that, NASCAR is setting up a major test session this December at North Wilkesboro. This isn't a show, it's a lab. Engineers, drivers, and crew chiefs from all 3 current manufacturers will come together to run different configurations, try out new aerodynamic packages, and see what actually works. The feedback from these tests will help define the future rules package. And that's no exaggeration. One of the most encouraging parts of this entire process is how involved the drivers are. Guys like Joey Logano and Christopher Bell aren't just showing up to test. They're part of the driver council, actively shaping how this horsepower bump will translate on track. In past years, driver input often felt like an afterthought. But now, NASCAR is listening. These are the people who will have to manage the throttle, fight the slipping tires, and control 750 horsepower beasts on tight circuits. Their insights are more valuable now than ever before. And if NASCAR is smart, which they appear to be, they'll continue to lean into this collaborative approach. Of course, no conversation about NASCAR's future would be complete without talking about the next-gen car, the sleek, tech-heavy machine that was supposed to revolutionize the sport. And in some ways, it has. On intermediate tracks, the racing has been tight, intense, and cinematic. But on short tracks and road courses, not so much. The car, with its independent rear suspension carbon fiber components and sequential shifter, is almost too refined, too smooth, too perfect, and it's missing some of that rough, gritty character that made NASCAR famous. Fans can feel it. Drivers can feel it. The next-gen car is a technical masterpiece, but it doesn't always deliver the visceral chaos we associate with classic NASCAR. That's why this horsepower increase is such a big deal. It could be the missing ingredient, the thing that brings back that edge, that unpredictability, that fight. Because when the cars are harder to handle, the racing gets more real. Drivers have to lift, tires have to wear, mistakes happen, and that's when the magic happens. While all this engineering talk is happening, NASCAR has another issue brewing: its playoff format. Ever since the switch to a winner-take-all finale, fans and drivers alike have been questioning its fairness. Sure, it's dramatic, but is it real racing? What happens when a driver wins 10 races during the season, dominates the field, and then gets wrecked in the final race? Are they really not the champion? Christopher Bell has raised these concerns publicly, and he's not alone. NASCAR may need to rethink the way it crowns a champion if it wants to keep the trust of its drivers and the respect of its most loyal fans. Here's something fans rarely think about: the tracks themselves. Unlike NFL stadiums or NBA arenas, NASCAR venues don't get the same public funding or tax breaks. If a football team wants a new stadium, cities line up to help pay for it. If a NASCAR track wants to upgrade grandstands or add Wi-Fi, the bill falls entirely on the track owners. This has left NASCAR playing catch-up when it comes to fan experience. Other sports are building mini-cities around their events. NASCAR still fighting for reliable internet in the infield. There was a real opportunity in recent legislation to classify racetracks as major sporting venues, but it didn't pass. And now, NASCAR is stuck making upgrades with duct tape and dreams. And all of this, the horsepower change, the playoff debate, the infrastructure issues, is happening under the shadow of an ongoing lawsuit. 23 XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports are locked in a legal battle with NASCAR over charter rights and competition rules. NASCAR didn't ask for this fight, but now they're knee-deep in it. Court-ordered mediation hasn't worked, and they're hoping a judge in Charlotte can help break the deadlock. While the lawsuit might look like a technical dispute, everyone in the sport knows it's really about control. Who owns what, who decides what, and whether NASCAR has too much centralized power. It's a distraction, and a dangerous one, at a time when the sport needs unity more than ever. So yes, the move to 750 horsepower is massive. It's the headline, but it's also just the beginning. This change represents a turning point. It's about recapturing the soul of NASCAR without losing the progress it's made. It's about letting drivers drive, giving fans the chaos they crave, and showing manufacturers that NASCAR is worth the investment. 2026 won't just be another season. It could be the most important NASCAR season in a decade. What do you think? Will 750 horsepower bring back the thrill? Or is it just a band-aid on a broken system? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of everything happening in the world of NASCAR, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.